The WNBA, or the Women's National Basketball Association, is in its 25th season and is a professional basketball league currently comprised of 12 teams featuring the best women basketball players in the world, and has become more popular than ever, and viewership numbers are rising with every season. So here are the top 10 best WNBA teams in history. In the 10th spot is the Sacramento Monarchs. They were incepted in 1997 and ultimately folded in 2009. One of the original 8 WNBA franchises, the Monarchs were affiliated with the Sacramento Kings and owned by the Maloof family, which for several years was very involved with the Monarchs. Unfortunately, the global financial crisis of 2007 and 2008 took a toll on the WNBA, and despite a committed fan base, after the 2009 season, the Monarchs folded. They appeared in 9 playoffs and held 1 championship in 2005. In the 9th position is Connecticut Sun. After the 2002 season, the WNBA was ready for independent ownership outside of that of the NBA franchise, and the Suns were the first to go that route. They had been the Orlando Miracle, affiliated with Orlando Magic, and were just getting established after 4 seasons. The Mohegan tribe in Connecticut, which had an arena in the Mohegan Sun Casino, wanted to capitalize on the popularity of women's basketball in the state, and thanks to UConn, bought the Miracle. The Suns haven't broken through for a title yet, but they are a strong contender to challenge for the championship again this year, 2021. They were incepted in 2003 and are still present today. They've appeared in 12 playoffs and hold no championships. In 8th spot is the Washington Mystics. They were incepted in 1998 and are still present today. The Mystics, who came into the WNBA with Detroit in the first wave of expansion in 1998, had 12 coaches in their first 15 seasons, changing leadership during a season 4 different times. They made the playoffs 6 times during this often chaotic period, starting the stretch at 3 for 27 in 1998 and ending it at 5 to 29 in 2012. In the 2012 season, the Mystics finally got a long-term coach, and he is now in his 9th season with Washington. They have appeared in 13 playoffs and hold 1 championship in 2019. Coming in at number 7, Indiana Fever. They were incepted in 2000 and are still present today. The Fever debuted in the 3rd wave of expansions in 2000 along with Seattle, as well as Miami and Portland, both of which were soon defunct. The Fever are part of the Indiana Pacers organization, one of the 4 teams in our top 10 that are still affiliated with the NBA teams, Minnesota, Phoenix, and Washington being the others. They appeared in 13 playoffs and hold 1 championship in 2012. Coming in at number 6, Detroit Shock. They were incepted in 1998 and ultimately folded in 2009. Detroit was in the first WNBA expansion wave with Washington in 1998 and made the playoffs just once in its first 5 seasons. When the Shock started 0 for 10 in 2002, former Detroit Pistons star Ball&All came in as head coach, which began a massive turnaround. In the last 7 years of the Shock's existence in Detroit, they reached the playoffs each season, got to the WNBA finals 4 times and won 3 titles. But Pistons Shock owner Bill Davidson died in March 2009 and Lambia left for an NBA assistant's job shortly thereafter. The Davidson family sold the Shock to Toulouse at the end of the 2009 season, but it wasn't close to the same team that began play in Oklahoma. Meanwhile, Shock assistant Cheryl Reeve left to take over at Minnesota, starting a dynasty there. The Toulouse Shock then moved before the 2016 season to Dallas to become the Wings. They appeared in 8 playoffs and held 3 championships in 2003, 2006, and 2008. Coming in at the halfway mark, the Houston Comets. Many things went right for the Comets from the start. They got 4 Hall of Fame players in, namely Cooper, Swoops, Thompson, and Arcane. An experienced, successful coach from the college game in Van Counselor, and committed ownership, at least initially, from the Houston Rockets, Leslie Alexandra, and an energetic fan base. They were incepted in 1997 and appeared in 9 playoffs with 4 championships underneath the belt in 1997, 98, 99, and 2000. When ownership changed from Alexandra to Hilton Koch was when the Comets finally met their demise in 2008. Coming in at number 4, Phoenix Mercury. They were incepted in 1997 and are still present today. The Mercury seem to have had the most ownership stability of any of the WNBA franchises. They've been part of the Phoenix Suns organization since their inception as one of the 8 original franchises, first under owner Jerry Colangelo and then Robert Sarvia. They have also had one of the most involved fan bases. They appeared in 15 playoffs and hold 3 championships in 2007, 2009, and 2014. Into the top 3. Coming in at number 3, the Los Angeles Sparks. They were incepted in 1997 and are still present today. As also one of the 8 original members of the WNBA franchise, Los Angeles and Phoenix are the 2 most successful remaining teams, with the Sparks having the most playoff appearances in WNBA history. They hosted the first WNBA game in 1997 and were part of the Jerry Buss-owned Los Angeles Lakers organization until 2006. From 2007 to 2013, the Sparks were owned first by Gemini Basketball and then William Group Holdings. But there was concern in late 2013 that the franchise might move when Williams opted out of ownership. That's when Sparks LA Sports, which included Laker legend Magic Johnson, stepped in to buy them. They appeared in 20 playoffs and held 3 championships in 2001, 2002, and 2016. In number 2 position, Minnesota Lynx. Part of the league's second expansion in 1999, along with Orlando, the Lynx qualified for playoffs just twice in their first 12 seasons. Then everything changed in the 2010 season. Cheryl Reeve was hired as head coach. Ford Brunson was picked in the Sacramento Monarchs dispersal draft, and a trade brought point guard Waylon home to Minnesota. The Lynx went 13-21, their last losing season. In 2011, they won the draft lottery, which brought UConn superstar Moore as their number 1 pick, and got them to the WNBA finals for 6 of the next 7 seasons. They appeared in 12 playoffs and have 4 championships in 2011, 13, 15, and 17. Coming in at top spot, Seattle Storm. They were incepted in 2000 and are still present today. Greatness is invariably accompanied by some luck. Seattle is our top-ranked franchise in part because it consistently has taken best advantage of its good fortune, and also because it has created such a positive, winning culture. The Storm launched soon after the demise of the Seattle reign of the short-lived ABL, so there was already a professional women's basketball audience in place. Originally a part of the NBA's Seattle Supersonics organization, the Storm franchise was bought by Seattle-based all-women ownership group Force 10 Hoops in 2008 to keep the WNBA team in place when the NBA team moved to Oklahoma. Force 10 has never wavered in its commitment to the WNBA and the Seattle community, and twice the organization has gotten back-to-back number 1 picks and draft superstars, with all 4 picks: Jackson in 2001, Bird 2002, Roy 2015, and Stewart 2016. Bird has been a key factor for all 4 titles and is a primary icon of the WNBA. They have made 16 playoff appearances and hold 4 championships in 2004, 2010, 2018, and 2020. Who is your favorite team and who do you think will take home the championship for 2021 and 2022? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And thank you for watching.